Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been hyping this December update for ages now, since October I think, and we haven't heard anything since then other than that survey they made us do. Well, we finally got all the information and it is huge, and by the time a lot of you are watching this video, it might already be out, but I'm here to explain it all to you in detail. And don't worry if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I'm going to give a quick summary too. I'm your boy Kaizen, like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So just to summarize real quick, it's a free update and it drops on December 12th, so I guess today when this video comes out. Two key new features is all stages will be available in local co-op play. So let's say you and your friend are sitting next to each other when you're playing, you'll have every map now, not just a hyperbolic time chamber. And that was very surprising to me because I thought something that huge would take longer, or at least to have all the maps. But no, we're getting all the maps straight off the bat. And the other thing is team character presets. Now onto battle adjustments. One huge thing which I could be wrong, but I think it's a new mechanic altogether, and that's high speed dragon dash, which is like an extended dash and it takes ki. That's going to be really great guys, because I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with that a lot. Like I'll do the dash and I'm nowhere near my opponent. The next two things are adjusted energy blast recovery and adjusted Z burst dash energy use. So I guess the people that, you know, spam the ki blast and whatnot, it won't be the same as it was before, and obviously the Z burst dash is going to be different too. Now that's it for the summary, but trust me when I say there are so many more details, key details that really should have been mentioned in that summary by Bandai Namco. Like for example, certain things that cheesers use in this game, you know, spammers, and I'm going to read it all out to you, and this is by Enderkuba on Twitter, you know, the YouTuber, and this is quite long, so I'll try not to read it too fast but not too slow either. Here are all of the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero patch notes. Lots of cheese got fixed. Free update for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, blah blah blah. Okay, let me get into it. So the new features which I mentioned and more. Android 19 and Dr. Zero health / ki amount absorbed on successful throw has been adjusted. Dragon Dash, Quick Ascend and Quick Descend now consume ki. Makes sense. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the tournament clips. They were quite embarrassing. Cell's second form, you can now escape the throw. Cooler, amount of health restored upon transforming has been increased. Giant characters increase the time it takes to charge a smash attack and reduced its power. Now, some of the funniest clips I've seen of this game online are just giant character users just spamming that attack, especially the Weelo users, which, speaking of which, Great Vegeta and Dr. Weelo maximum health has been reduced, and on other it says we have improved performance and ease of use. By the way, I should have screenshots on the screen now as I'm reading along, but I'll read it out to you. Alright, then it goes on to game mode adjustments. All stages are now available on Player 1 vs Player 2 battles. Functionality adjustments, battle setup. A function allowing you to change a character's display method has been added. I guess that's like presets and whatnot. The My Sets function has been added for team members. Then it goes into a ranked match / player match. You can now skip the intro animations required for both players to import the skip command. Now this is interesting because me and a lot of people on Twitter thought maybe they just had to do that, like it's like a loading screen, but I guess the game is well optimized enough and utilizes the console and PC like power. You can just skip that. I mean, why wouldn't you skip it? But by the way, it requires both players to press skip, which is the same for a lot of fighting games. Player match, you can now set your team to hidden or revealed to your opponent when editing your team. That's not really that deep to me, but I guess if you don't want someone that counters your team, you can hide it at first. Custom battle mode, text can now be sorted alphabetically. I guess when you're searching for custom battles, you can search it in alphabetical order. But really we all just want to be able to search the name of a custom battle, like just give us the custom battle search feature, that typing in the name of it. Then it goes into options. You can now set the battle camera distance to be closer. Battle system adjustments, high speed dragon dash, which is a new action. The new quick movement action, high speed dragon dash, listen, this is important, where you can move quickly towards your opponent, has been added. Perform with R2 and holding X, not just press X, holding X, and obviously the equivalent for Xbox. So that's going to be very useful for me. I don't know about you guys, I feel like everyone's going to use that. Then it goes into smash attack. You will no longer be stunned when being hit by a rush ki blast when charging a smash attack. Now that is some big news. When charging a smash attack during a rush attack, charge time reduction based on hit count has been increased. Then on rush ki blast, the time between being able to fire the next rush ki blast after firing the maximum consecutive amount of at once, which is different for each character, has been increased. So you want me to do it straight away. Then it goes into Rush Ki Blast Deflection. You can now move while deflecting Rush Ki Blast, so you don't have to stay still when deflecting all the Ki Blasts. Steps. You will now no longer be able to be hit by certain attacks immediately after performing a step. Rush Ki Blast and Smash Ki Blast can now also be evaded. Z Burst Dash. The amount of ki consumed when activating it has been increased guys. So you just can't keep using Z Burst Dash over and over again. Then we go into Burst Smash. Ki will no longer be consumed when activating it, and it will instead consume an amount based on the distance traveled. So it will vary depending on how far you are. Then it goes into Blast. Damage has been increased when using a boost. Z Search. Z Search will no longer lose track of your opponents when characters are swapped. This is one of the things I hate about DP Patois. Like, they'll change characters and I just can't find them. You will now quickly regain sight of your opponent if they enter your line of sight. Z Counter. The input window has been shortened. Z Counter will become more difficult to perform if performed consecutively. So, okay, we'll talk about that more in detail because that's a huge thing. Ki consumed has been increased when successfully performing a Z Counter. Skill count increase speed has been reduced when successfully performing a Z Counter. Okay, this is huge because now people just can't keep having these insane vanish wars, and even if you do want to keep doing vanishes, it's going to take more and more skill. Like, each one gets harder than the other. Then it goes into Revenge Counter. Skill count consumed when using Perception against Revenge Counter has been reduced from 2 to 1. Rush attacks during sparking mode. Gradual damage reduction of consecutive hits has been increased. So if you're in sparking and you just keep punching and punching someone, it's going to do less and less damage. I think Mortal Kombat 1 does something similar too. Combos. The final attack of aerial combos and aerial slash combos will no longer be interrupted by guarding. Character switch. Health recovery state of standby characters has been reduced. I mean, you can't just keep switching out and gaining health, I guess. Z Burst Dash on giant characters. I think this is the one that the Wilo players used to always use. The tackle done by giant characters during Z Burst Dashes is now guardable. I don't know why that wasn't guardable before, but skill adjustments. Skills that use instant sparking mode, skill count consumed has been increased. That was a no-brainer. Like, the amount of people spamming instant sparking, I was starting to become guilty of that because when people used it on me, I would just use it on them. Skills that increase stats in general, it's been decreased, so I guess that's a benefit of the other one getting increased. Now another huge one. After image strike, effect duration has been reduced to 10 seconds and will be removed if your opponent uses Perception while you are under the effect. So all those people that just spam Super Vegito and just have no skill, literally like a win button, you won't be able to do that anymore. Not the same way. False Courage skill count consumed has been increased from 1 to 2. Technique, all I need is 5 seconds. Skill count consumed has been increased from 3 to 2. I think that's a typo because increase from 3 to 2. And status increase upon activation has been increased. Stardust Barrier, you can now activate it while receiving melee attacks from the front. Blast adjustments, long range blasts and ultimate blasts, speed has been reduced. I'm almost done now. This is a big one. Super Vegito, final Kamehameha, ki consumed and damage has been increased. I mean, it's more powerful but it takes more. But also this is kind of a benefit. It's kind of a good thing in my opinion, and I guess it makes up for the after image being nerfed, but he didn't need something to make up for it. Like, that guy was just too broken. Goku Mini, so Daima Goku. Quick rush trajectory can now be changed while rushing. So when you're doing the rush, you can just, move to the direction of your opponent. And lastly, a big one as well, kind of big. Mr. Satan, the present bomb. Increased ending leg after activation character adjustments. So I think that was the end of it. Basically, he can't just straight away go back into it, which I don't know if I posted this, but I had a match once where it was just non-stop, the present after present. But I think that's everything. If it's not everything, then it's the majority of it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more because that's how huge this update is. And I am excited just like everyone else because it feels like this game came out sooner than it was meant to match the release date of Dragon Ball Daima. And it feels like now the game is really going to come into its own. People are calling it like the end of the beta for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I have been going a while, but that's because I've been busy with my studies. I'm sorry about that. I should be back now, at least for the time being. And eventually when I finish my studies, I'll be back properly. But with that said, I've been your boy Kaiz, and let me know what you think down below. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 900 as soon as possible. And with that said, I've been your boy Kaiz, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.